Hi besties, my grade 12 babies. I know it's that time of the year where you are actually so anxious about university applications. You just returned from mid-year exams, June exams, and now you are looking forward to trial exams and final exams. I know it can be so I know, but hey guys, I hope you're doing well. And yeah man, and I just hope everything is going well in school, and yeah, I just hope your preparations are all good. But then hey, let's just get to the talk. Ladies and gentlemen, maths and physics, the big guns. I know these subjects, everyone is so scared of them. It's like everyone worships these two subjects. They are like, whoa, maths, physics, no-go area. But then hey, in this video, I would like to change that mentality. I would like to put you in a state where you see these two subjects in a different perspective, okay? The moment you think a subject is hard or difficult or challenging, let me tell you something. The moment you say that a subject is difficult, trust me, it will start being difficult. But then if you change that mentality and you say, no man, I can actually do this, I have the ability, I'm capable of doing this, trust me, you do good, because your attitude, your attitude is very, 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 very important. It is a very strong driving force. The moment you have a negative attitude towards a certain subject, believe you me, it will be hard for you to excel in that subject, because mate, you will be bitter about that subject. But then okay, let me not talk too much about that. Just at least appreciate your subjects, regardless of how terrible it is, but just try and appreciate them, okay? But then hey, maths and physics, how to get distinctions in maths and physics. Ladies and gentlemen, grade 12 is, when I reflect back personally, I feel like grade 12 is the easiest subject in high school. I know a lot of you might disagree with me on this one, but then honestly speaking, I feel like it's the easiest grade in high school because everything doesn't change. Things don't change. Things don't change basically. But then hey, how to get distinctions in maths and physics. Point number 1, use a lot of past papers. Use a lot of past papers. I repeat again for the third time, use a lot of past papers. Do as many past papers as you can, please. I'll explain why. So, ladies and gentlemen, maths and physics, you know that it's not a theory subject. This is a practice subject. It requires you to do lots and lots and lots and lots of practice. But then yeah, fine, now I want to teach you a strategy that you can use in order to ace and bag those distinctions, okay? So look, when you practice, guys, when you use past papers, don't just practice using past papers for the sake of doing it. Remember, when you go through past papers, they test your understanding, your skills. They help you see where you are lacking in terms of your content. Fine, okay, but then the strategy that you use to practice using those past papers also has a huge role in your progress or in your success. So why am I saying this? A lot of people aim to finish a question paper when they are practicing. Ladies and gentlemen, don't just aim to finish a question paper when you practice. But now I want to give you a perfect, proper strategy that I highly recommend that anyone should use in order to bag those distinctions, because hey, it worked for me, and I believe that if it worked for me, it can definitely work for you too. And yeah, before I dive in more into this video, I also have another video where I explain how I got 7 distinctions in my final examinations in grade 12. Feel free to check that video out too, and I'll leave the link pop up somewhere there and also in the description below. But then hey, let's just get to it. How should you use past papers when you are practicing? Ladies and gentlemen, look at this. Past papers in grade 12 never change. What I mean is that the structure, the content, the format, it does not change. But then the thing that changes is the language, or the language of the examiner, or the approach, or the way that they use to ask questions. So fine. How would you actually manage to crack each and every question that you come across? Because I personally, when I was in grade 12, when I was preparing for my final exam, I realized that I know the content, like I have everything that's required of me in order to do well in my exams. But then yet, when I was going through papers, I was still struggling in certain topics, and I then sat down and re-evaluated myself and asked myself that, okay, fine, Khanyi, you know the content, then why are you struggling? Why are you unable to answer certain questions? And then I sat down and evaluated and realized that the problem is not the content that I have. I have the content. Yeah, I know everything that I'm supposed to know. But then now it's a matter of studying the language of the examiner, how they ask questions. So how do you do this? Ladies and gentlemen, when I use past papers, what I did was that I would take a 2019 paper, a 2018 paper, and a 2017 paper, either of a final exam or prelim, or of different provinces, but then it has to be different papers anyway. So what I would do is that I realized that the questions, like the content that they test on, it does not change. What I mean by this is that question 1 of 2019, question 1 of 2018, question 1 of 2017 is the same content. If they are testing you on arithmetic maths, it will be arithmetic maths. If they are testing you on analytical geometry on question 5, all those question 5s of all those different years or provinces, it will all be analytical geometry. Now it's a matter of you having to be able to have a proper strategy on how to practice. So basically what I would do was that I would do question 1 of 2019, and then after that I would move on and do question 1 of 2018, and then after that I would then move on and do question 1 of 2017. How is this effective? So basically the thing is, question 1 of these 3 different papers, it's tested on the same content, but then the way they ask the question is different. It's not the same. For example, if it's just arithmetic maths, if question 1 of 2019 says find the sum of x and y, and then question 1 of 2018 it will say find the addition, like add x and y, like basically I'm trying to like show you that the language that they use changes. It's only just the language of the examiner, like the approach, the usage of language that actually changes, but then the content itself, it does not change. So yeah, man, that's how you should use past papers. Don't aim to just finish one paper all at once. Don't do that, because at the end of the day you are not able to grasp you're not able to grasp if whether you actually totally understood the certain concepts that you're supposed to understand, and also the approach, like how you should like approach questions. You understand what I mean? I just hope I'm making sense. So the moral of the story is that use past papers in a wise manner. And then another thing on the point of past papers is that when you come across a question that you don't know, this is mostly for theory subjects. I'll probably do a separate video. If you guys want me to do that, I'll do a separate video. And then yeah, if you come across a question that you don't understand, copy the question down as it is in your notebook, and then copy the answer or the solution to that question right under that question in your notebook. How does this help you? It helps you that when you go through your notes, this is for theory subjects, yeah, when you go through your notes, you will then come across that question and you remember that, oh, since I didn't get this, since it would be like in your notebook, you will always be refreshed in terms of how to approach that question, because you didn't know in the first place. You understand? So it's a matter of strategy. Don't fight to finish a paper at once. That's not smart, because there's a saying that don't work hard but work smart. I mean, I don't know how to break that down, but then yeah, just a strategy of like trying to like work smart, you understand? So yeah man, just hope that helps. This is how you should use past papers, like how you should use past papers. Don't just fight to finish the paper all at once. No, with that you might end up just wasting your energy and time, because remember, most papers are like 3 hours, especially for like maths and physics, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, try and use that strategy, and that's basically it. That's the top advice that I can give you in order to like bag your distinctions for maths and physics. And another thing, maths and physics is a matter of understanding, because it's a practice. Those are practice subjects. It's not theory. It's a matter of understanding. Like, for example, things like projectile motion, you'll be given things like you in class, they'll teach you the basics, like the what is this called? What's this word? The basics, the concepts, the definitions, the meanings. Yes, but then at the end, what's required of you is to be able to still tackle and approach any question that you are given. And mind you, you're not gonna get the same question all the time. Like, questions are gonna switch and scenarios are gonna be different. So it's a matter of you having to be able to use the basics that you have and mold them into much bigger building blocks. You know, it's like you are given stones, and then in an exam, in class, you are given things like stones or sand, and then in an exam or a paper or test or whatever, you are required to use those stones that you were given in class in order to build a house or something. I just hope I'm making sense with that. But then, ladies and gentlemen, that's basically it. This video is already way too long, and I will do more separate videos to help you guys get ready for these prelims and final exams. Guys, please don't be anxious. Know that you are not alone in this journey. We are here for you. Please reach out to people and talk to people. And hey, another important thing is that make sure you get enough sleep, get enough rest, drink lots and lots of water, and do not starve yourself. You need food to actually have the energy, you know. So yeah, don't have sleepless nights. Like, please guys, I know you guys like cross-nighting and stuff, but then your brain needs time to rest, especially for like before any test and exam. You need at least a maximum of 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I'll do a separate video on that, and explain how you should actually go about that. But then hey, I just hope this was clear enough about how you should use past papers. And yeah, before I forget, I always like receive questions in terms of like, where can you guys access past papers? So past papers, you can get them via Google, online internet. So basically the website called Edwards Math. I would leave the links in the description box below. So it's so much easier to download papers in Edwards Math. And yeah, that's the one I can think of right now. And also I think Mindset, I'm not sure, but then hey, I'll leave a link in the description box below. And I just hope this video was helpful. And yeah man, feel free to ask me anything in the comment section below. And yeah, that's basically it, mate. All the best with your prelims and good luck, and don't forget to do your university applications if you haven't. And hey, just be happy, okay? Be happy, and you're almost through with high school. And hey, and soon we will be welcoming you to higher institutions at the university. And hey, cheers, bye, ta-da, toodles.